To license it.
What's good? Alright, no, Premps. Go on. Come with the vivacious.
Who, me, yeah?
Yeah, come. Yeah, come on.
You weren't here last week.
Exactly. So you owe some sort of.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, keeping the boys.
It's coming.
I'm joking. Episode 21.
Yep.
Episode 21. Please don't cancel me. It's me, myself, Cee Premps.
It's myself, Jay Urban.
It's me, Big Gem.
And we have a special guest today.
Stelz.
There we go, guys. There we go.
Hello,
And we
hello.
got a sponsorship.
Yeah, man. Today's episode is sponsored by Food Vitamin Energy. If you're not really into all that energy drinks and
No Monster, no
the
Red
Monsters
Bulls.
and the Red Bulls, and you want like a natural, healthier alternative, this is the thing right here. Food.
What's this one? It's a pineapple
And ginger.
Pineapple and
natural
ginger
caffeine, B vitamins, real fruit juices. I know none of us know what B vitamins are, but you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've had them both, but my thing is this pineapple and ginger one. It's hard.
Sponsorship.
So,
Come
yeah.
on.
So lads, I mean, I missed you guys, man. Sorry I
Yeah.
weren't here 2 weeks ago, man. You know, man had to
Issue.
important business meeting, you know, I had to take care of, man. You know, man, they flew me out and that. But I was in
Did he
Dubai.
flew me out?
I was in Dubai with all the man them.
Oh, you got flued out?
Yeah, I got flew out to
Who
Dubai.
flew you out there?
Yeah.
what
Which
it
old Arab man flew you
I
out?
was saying, who flew you out there?
Yeah, blood. You know, man's getting protein shake. You get me? I'm joking. I was at home taking care of my daughter. She had her tonsils taken out, so you know, daddy duties.
Come on,
required.
that
But-
comes first.
But she back and healthy now, so I'm back out here, man. You get me, man.
Back in these streets.
You know, but
Been quite an eventful 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Social media wise. My life has been very boring, but social media wise has
It's
been
been very entertaining, hasn't
I
it?
mean, we had the Chillery and
Nole
Nole beef.
That
You
kind
know,
of died out, innit?
Nole peppered her clout and left
Just
it.
gave her one tune, innit? And just cut.
One tune and just left her.
And
Said you
then,
was
um,
homeless. Did it. You got kidnapped. Shut up. Nah, do you know how wicked? No, wait. Do you know how bad man that is?
I think Trilly was actually alright.
No, but Trilly got kidnapped.
I didn't even know until I heard that.
Yeah, so it's
until I heard
like
it in the
you got
song.
kidnapped, shut your mouth. You've been homeless, shut your mouth. I got more money than you, shut your
When
mouth.
did she
I
get
mean,
kidnapped?
but Chillery held her
Damn.
own though.
Nah, it was
She
poor.
did. I
She
think she held her own.
She held her
I
own,
think she
man.
held her own.
She
Nah,
held her
it's poor.
own, man. Obviously, we knew.
Not against Nole.
We know that, but
She done
she
good.
done well
done
to.
good. It weren't like, oh my god, she got ripped, she finished.
No, it wasn't. No, but there was no comeback after
She
that
held
one.
her
Though.
own. Well, she came back. She
Well-
dropped like 3 tracks.
Yeah, it was poor. Nole was like, I'm done with you. It's poor.
She dropped 3 tracks, man. But I mean, she done well compared to. I'm not gonna say any other artists, but you know, she didn't get bullied into defeat. If that makes sense.
Okay.
You get me?
I think the reason I think it was so much worse is because she done the whole petrol station thing. She was going on like she murdered
Yeah, I
everyone.
don't think she should have did that.
She-
I mean,
and then the gold, the Scorpion Mortal Kombat mask thing that she was wearing.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think the petrol station thing. You have to leave that to Chipmunk.
Yeah, that's Chip.
That's Chipmunk's thing.
Yeah, if you're gonna go to a petrol station, make sure you come correct in it.
I think no one should just go petrol station and leave it to Chipmunk. It is his.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The gold mask thing. I mean,
Is that her version of a drill mask?
That's what she said, yeah.
yeah. So we can't really grill her for wearing a mask, cause half of these men wear masks.
Yeah, but
That's what
bad.
she said. She
No,
said the man
a
wear
mask look-
baddies.
a mask look like a chandelier, cuz it's mad.
It's a girl's thing, isn't it?
Girls'
Chandelier,
thing though,
fam.
man.
Nah.
The man ain't gonna wear it.
I don't respect it. I don't respect it. Still, she could have wore a pink belly. I don't respect it.
But
Yeah.
that's too original.
Yes, bait.
Nah,
People have done that
It's too
before.
original, man.
No.
I like the little, I like the pink. The
I'm not gonna lie. I don't rate it. But that little beef there was.
Yeah.
Then
Dun dun dun. Breaking news.
That's a nonsense.
Last week there were some DMs that were hacked from Steph London's younger brother Dutch. At first they seemed quite innocent. Conversations with 18-year-olds. Questionable, but not that bad. Until the 17-year-old emerged. Still not too bad. Then the 14-year-old emerged. Now we have issues. He has now fled to Dubai
I said you fled.
and is partying with Charlie Sloth.
Oh, is he?
Currently, with Charlie Sloth, while he's being defended by his mother and all his sisters.
Boy.
His mixtape poster has been removed from the wall in East London.
Has it been removed or did
They
they
painted
just
over
they
it.
painted over it?
They painted over the whole thing.
Oh,
Like,
really?
It wasn't just removed.
Because they sprayed the nonce over it. Then I saw someone actually paint over the nonce, but now they painted over the
whole thing's gone.
Oh, God.
The whole thing's gone. Now, my question is, can he come back from this?
Lotus Bar in Clapham have now said they will not play no Dutch music in their establishment.
It's the lowest.
I don't know, kids.
Yeah, man, I mean, Lotus, you not been Lotus?
Nope.
Years ago.
You know I don't go out.
Years ago.
Lotus, Pops,
Little
man.
kids that go there now, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Young people thing.
Can he come back?
No. Actually, yes, he can.
He can, knowing
we have a
how
weird-
fickle people are here.
Yeah.
I think given enough time, if he gave it like a little young 6 months,
Mm.
no one would care.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna have respect from a lot of artists.
No, because too much men have come out and said too much stuff now.
Yeah.
From Mega Man to Clue to
Yeah.
Bouncer.
I mean, they stated on facts.
No, but what I'm trying to say to you is, you see, if everyone stayed quiet, then he could have slipped back through. Because now men have taken a public stance. They can't backtrack on that stance.
Yeah, they can't.
Nah. I don't think they would still, man. I think it's just one of them ones where, like, a lot of these men got daughters, bruv. So they're looking at us like, if you still saw the content of the context of the conversation, it's a bit booky, bruv, man.
It's very booky.
It is, but I think it's a highlight for a lot of parents. Parents need to stop being so lax with their kids. Your 14-year-old, you should be checking that phone.
Facts.
I don't care. You
But
should
then
be
at the
checking
same
that.
time, again, it sounds like there was some sort of family
That's the
kind
thing.
of relationship where the mother was comfortable.
For them to be talking.
Mm.
No, I
be
understand,
talking.
but nevertheless, I'll be checking your phone, so I don't care who the conversation's with. I'll be checking it.
And then but then obviously, like, the mum's probably not thinking, because it's Dutch. We know Dutch. He's been around us.
I'm
but
not gonna lie to
like
you.
we all know. We can all say, like, a lot of girls that's probably been like molested or
It's by someone they knew.
someone they know, innit?
All right,
all
but
time, innit? So
I hear what you're saying, but P, I'm not gonna lie to you. You've been around my kids from they were born.
I wouldn't be talking to your child on the phone like that anyway. Period. Anyway.
If I see a message and it said Uncle Chris, I need to understand.
Yeah.
What conversation are we having here?
I wouldn't be having a and I think that's the disturbing part, because furthermore, why am I talking to? Only if I've got to speak to someone's child, where's your dad?
Yeah.
No, but the dad's
But the
dead.
thing is, the conversations should have been more in the line like, how are you doing? How's the family?
Yeah.
You doing all right, yeah?
Did you need
Do you need
anything?
anything?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Done.
School.
Not
I
bare
remember,
heart
it's
eyes
not
and
I remember it's not
flames
numbers.
and
It's not like
babes
they're,
and-
because remember, if we're so close, you would have my
should have-
number.
yeah,
You should
why not
WhatsApp
my
me.
number?
Why are you inboxing
Right.
me on Insta?
Right.
So we can't be that close.
Obviously, you might be following me on Insta and whatever, but I see man was putting a couple fire emojis,
Fire emojis, heart eyes
all of that
emojis. It's a
about recreate a photo.
bit. Yeah, but
Fire brimstone punning.
He was trying to clout a year 9. Let's really put it into context.
Dutchavelli, bruv.
But he didn't.
I don't care if he
He's
didn't. bruv.
grooming.
he was grooming her to
Yeah,
get to
but what
that
I'm trying
point.
to say to you, because he was grooming, he's not going to go to jail. That's one.
He's not gonna go. We know that, yeah.
Westwood bus case. So let's really look how fickle England is, innit? Westwood's fine.
But
Was
what
it
came out about Westwood?
that he's been doing wild stuff?
Yeah, but with young girls, but they were like
Okay,
18 and stuff like that.
Kojo Funds, the girl was 15.
Yeah.
He came out and said, "Oh, it was somebody else that was using his phone or some crap like that."
But the thing is, you can, not to say I believe it, but you can get away with saying that. Whereas with Dutch, first he came out and lied with some statement from the mum that apparently wasn't a statement from the mum.
So the mum, he
Like,
put up the statement.
yeah.
And then 2 days later, the mum miraculously has Instagram and puts up a
Right.
statement.
It was just like, man been caught in bare lies. So it's like, if it just came out as like, yeah, I got hacked, someone done something, and just stayed at that.
And also what the sisters were doing with the
brother.
manager's son.
Cody.
Her
her cousin, the girl's
messaging
cousin.
him.
the back and forth messages and like
There's
trying
a
to
bit-
patronize him.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
so
but I
like-
get the trying to defend your brother. I get that part in it. But I just feel like when the sister tried to bring in Conan and all of that, that's when it went too far. Because she didn't say, my brother hasn't done nothing. She's like, why are you hollering at my brother when
Yeah.
your friends have done it as well?
Yeah, but what about this person?
Yeah. So you're
What
trying
about
to
that
deflect
person?
it. You're trying to say, all right,
Fear
do you know
deflection.
what? The Titanic sinking, yeah.
Everyone's
We're all
coming
going
in.
down. You ain't jumping off the ship. We're all going down.
Have you heard her music?
She got music.
Pants, bruv.
She got music.
Pants, bruv.
My broski.
Pants, bruv.
You know when the talent skipped?
Pants, bruv.
All of it went to Dutch and
And Steph.
Steph.
They,
Yeah,
need, they need to write her lyrics. Things are up.
True.
Pants.
Skinny. She's dead.
Hey man, no body shaming, man.
She's not even.
Nah.
Like,
She's a dead.
She does bashment, right? Yeah, and like she was bum flicking in one of her videos
With no back.
The back weren't moving, the skirt was moving.
But no, there's one where she's in a leotard thing. Yeah,
The
it
pink
looks
thing.
like someone ran up and slapped her batty in and just tucked it in.
Nah, you lot are taking the piss now.
Blood. Clue said she had tumbleweed fanny. Man said she tried to offer him the crutches, and he's like, "Why? Why?"
Damn. Ooh, so you saying he's not coming back? He's done.
I think my man might as well just chill.
He's gonna have to go quiet for a while. It's mad though.
Let's
Isn't
chill
nah,
out,
you know what's
sell a
gonna
couple rollies.
Nah, I know what's gonna happen, man. He's gonna make a tune.
What an
Wait,
ultimate banger.
You know,
and then it's gonna be fine.
them hot. You know when they
it?
get
Address
that?
it type.
Yeah,
tune,
the address it type
address
of
everything.
tune.
Oh,
Like
he's
a
gonna-
Tory.
He's gonna Tory Lane's the situation. I don't think he's talented enough to Tory Lane's the situation. How do you Tory Lane's it over drill?
He's not. The thing is, like, it's when kids are involved, like,
It's a rap.
it's hard for people.
He
to
would have been
turn a
easier for him
blind
to
eye that.
box a gal and come
yeah,
out with a
it would have
tune
been way easier for him
than
to come back
trouble
from
a
that.
child.
Not
When
really,
kids
because
are involved-
that Octavian, whatever his name is, he's done
Yeah,
No,
that.
but no one cares about him
Octavian
anyway.
is more likely to be able to bust case and
And
come
come
back.
back.
Yeah.
No,
They're
but
Dutch
Octavian's
right now.
label has got involved. For some reason, Dutch's label,
They
no one's
haven't.
got involved
They're
yet.
not going to right now, I don't think.
But exactly. The only thing that could have made this worse for Dutch is if it was a little boy.
Oh, fuck.
That's the only thing that could have upped it any worse.
Whoa.
That's
The sad
it.
thing about it is, if it was a boy, he would have been cancelled already.
No, he wouldn't have.
He would have
then,
been.
No, because then he would have been just gay. And
No.
I don't know.
He would have been done. If it was a little boy, he would be done. That's the sad thing about it.
So we're saying he's getting a blind because it was a girl.
No, I'm just saying, just it's actually sad how that's how society is. That it's a
Yeah.
little girl. If it was actually a boy, a 14-year-old boy, every man would have came out and cancelled him straight away.
I hear people saying it's the curse of Pastor Toby. He started powering with Pastor Toby, and now
Boy,
it's
I
pop
said-
back.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. When that came up on, what was it, UK Gossip, yeah, I was like, boy, that's the wrong move. And then as soon as everything started crumbling, the first thing I wrote was, this is what happens when you link up with Pastor Toby.
What did he
bro.
actually do with Pastor Toby?
They got the same birthday, so
Yeah,
linked
they
up.
had a meeting and like
What? So because they had the same birthday, they met up.
yeah, like celebrities and that, innit?
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
Is Pastor Toby even still a pastor?
Yeah, he's just no longer the pastor of SPAC Nation.
I heard
He's changed it
he's,
to
he's not in this religion thing no
nah,
more.
SPAC International or something
Nah,
like
nah,
that.
he was on socials cursing out. Then I said,
Yeah,
see on Twitter.
I don't know.
Man was like,
Do you know Stelz? Is he like?
Stelz,
So-
you've been to one of his.
No. Rate me now. I have
Hold
not
on.
been. I have
What's
not
this? You went to SPAC Nation?
No, I haven't been SPAC Nation. No, I don't believe in it.
No,
Was you groomed as part of that nation?
No way. No
to give
way.
them money.
for money.
No way. No way. You know me and money, so that won't happen. No way.
Not even a service, not even a Sunday service.
No way. I don't know what that is.
Was you their financial advisor? It's all coming out now.
Put my name against anything.
I got offered to go to one of his services once.
What SPAC Nation thing?
Yeah.
Why you never go?
Should have gone, man. Like just been like a mole.
I went raving, bro. Raving full, bro.
It's pretty much the same thing though.
Basically,
Man are there in lubes and that.
You could
It's
have
the
gone
same thing.
straight from the rave to church, really.
But you know what? I got home, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'll wake up and go. You know when you just wake up and like, shit, it's 3 o'clock Sunday.
Wait, what? What happened to the morning?
I was done, bro. You get me? So I woke up and I was like, shit, 3 o'clock. I saw the message like, yo, man, like, yeah, but next week Sunday.
You
though,
could have gone
bro.
straight there in your lubes, bro.
I could have still, stinking like brandy, but hey, man.
And you would have
Offending,
right in.
offending.
Yeah, I don't think I was that saucy enough, man.
Yeah, it's true. You gotta have your money.
It's
up
pressure
to
to
the
be able
SPAC
to go to
Nation.
Money
that
out
church, innit?
there.
Could you imagine your pastor styling on you? You feel
Yeah,
bruh.
bro.
But
I'm not gonna want to go to church.
Everyone in the congregations in red bottoms or McQueen's.
Nah,
Yeah.
you want to go there in your little Air Forces.
Dread.
Dread.
Listen, I'll step proudly. That's £85. That's a lot of money, right? now, you know?
Yeah, but you'll be able to go to the stage and do that little drippy dance with them.
Oh my guys, like drippy. You can't work drippy.
Can't do that with your Air Forces.
Wait, how did we jump from nonce to Pastor Toby? Wait,
no.
how did we make that transition?
Because remember they
Pastor
linked
Toby.
up and that's where
Oh,
that's
I'm
where the
thinking,
dance
wait,
started.
what are we trying to imply here?
That's where the dance feels.
But yeah, so Dutchavelli, yeah. So he's cancelled as far as everyone's
For me, he's
concerned,
cancelled.
yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
he's done.
I'm not gonna say he's
He's
cancelled. He's done.
He's done.
Do you still listen to his music?
I never listened to his music in the first
I
place.
can't lie, I did still. I
I
listened to
did.
Bando Diary.
I
still.
didn't
can't lie.
really.
The
Still.
the maddest thing is, man started listening to his album just before this all, and then I was just like, I didn't
Like,
even get to finish the album.
I weren't a fan of it. If it's tune that came on or something, like, alright, cool. But nah, I never had it. Like, I listened to like, what's that? Rimsy. Yeah. Like, I didn't listen to him and that, so I don't. You know what
But
I mean?
if his music came on, are you like, listen, lock that off?
I still listen to R. Kelly, man.
That's what I was about to ask you, because I'm still stepping in the name of love.
Yeah.
But you know what? Dutch don't deserve that type of.
He hasn't been around long enough. He hasn't established
don't deserve-
himself.
he don't even
With
deserve
R.
that.
Kelly, I managed to, separate the art from the man, innit?
So, R. Kelly or Robert Kelly? Which one's cancelled for you? Robert's cancelled, but R. Kelly's still the man.
I've separated
The name of the birth certificate is
Yeah.
cancelled. Yeah.
I've separated the music from the
I don't
man.
blame you
Do
still.
you know what it is, yeah, with R. Kelly? Don't get me wrong, man. The man's nasty, bro. He's a little sickhead, fam. But you know what it is his music is part of man's life, bro. I can't.
But the thing is, if you cancel R. Kelly, you have to cancel Michael Jackson. And
Why
you,
would cancel
did not
Michael?
do it.
you are not alone.
Michael
was
did not
written
do it.
about the
Michael
17-year-old
No,
who
it
breathed.
wasn't. No, it was not. Michael,
Innocent,
Michael
yeah.
did-
Don't
Michael
ever
did
put
it.
Michael's name in the same sentence.
Surviving
as
R. Kelly. No, stop.
Nah,
Surviving R. Kelly, the 17-year-old that R. Kelly breeded, and she had an abortion. He wrote the song "You Are Not Alone" to speak to her.
Who wrote it?
R. Kelly wrote that.
Yeah, so
You see what I'm saying?
Michael Jackson's not to know that.
He wrote it about the girl that he was.
Michael
underage.
Jackson's not supposed to know that, is he?
But you
That's like R. Kelly giving you a banger about something he be. You're not to know it's about something he be.
Wait,
But
hold
I
on.
know R. Kelly's a bit.
Are you talking about the song with Lisa Marie Presley?
No, You Are Not Alone.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that song.
That's a bad boy song,
I
bro.
know this, but I'm saying that's why I can't cancel.
Who wrote it?
it.
R. Kelly wrote it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but Michael sung it, so
Nah,
no
but
matter.
it's Michael, bro.
but I can't cancel.
Michael did not sing it with
But
any
you-
ill intentions
yeah,
in his
he
How
head.
used
you
to-
know? How
speak-
you know he weren't talking about one of
No.
the little boys?
Because he's
He
not
never
on that
touched
thing.
them.
He never
Aye.
touched no little boys.
Hold on.
You
Ain't
see how the man
Nah, he never-
man them were like you lot
Hold
in
on.
the wardrobe.
Hold on. Ain't the same. Hold on. The same man that done that interview, that done Michael Jackson dirty.
Yeah, like he cancelled it. innit?
He's under investigation because of the Princess Diana thing. I swear.
Oh, the Asian brother.
Yeah, ain't it the same man?
No.
Martin
Bashir.
Bashir.
Yeah, he's under investigation with the BBC
For what?
for his Princess Diana interview.
Yeah,
So what to say that he killed her? What, I
No,
don't understand.
like he manipulated like
The
certain
interview to
things,
make it look a certain way.
Certain way. He done Michael dirty because when the little boy was sitting in that interview, he was just saying, "Yo, Michael Jackson's like, yo, he's taking care of my medical bills and this and that and that."
You're
fam."
proper heartfelt about this Michael
Yes,
thing. innit?
bruv.
Nah,
But Michael did not do it, bruv.
Michael's innocent.
Michael's
Okay.
innocent.
I'm
bruv.
sorry, bruv.
Same like OJ, he's innocent.
Did you just compare those two?
Nah, OJ did that shit.
OJ didn't do it, bruv.
OJ killed that
OJ
bitch.
is
If
innocent,
the
bruv.
glove doesn't fit,
You
must
must
quit.
quit.
OJ killed her, bro.
Who watched The People versus OJ?
I did.
Yeah.
And
I
I
didn't.
still think he killed her. I'm watching it.
The feds tampered with that evidence, bruv.
That because they did, but they fucked up.
There you go.
They knew
Once
he
you
did it,
tampered
but they
with the
couldn't make it
evidence-
stick, so they tried to put it on him.
No.
What?
OJ.
You know, like when you know a man done something, but you're like, we just haven't got enough evidence.
I'm not even gonna lie. That's the only way Dutch is getting off. But he's got to get Johnny Cochran. He's got to
Bruv,
revive
Wait,
the
dig
man.
him up.
Nah,
Dig him up and bring him out.
Nah, he's
He's
done,
done,
He's
bro.
done. He's
He needs
finished.
Johnny Cochran. He needs the Kardashian dad. He needs all of them back.
You better ask Kanye for a hologram because he's done.
Yeah, it's
He's
sad though.
done. He better.
And you know, wickedest thing is, Steph is not done, but she's going down with him.
She's not making herself look really good at
All
that.
right. So in that situation,
She's collateral damage.
let's say that was one of your siblings and you're in the limelight. What stance do you take? I had to stay silent. I don't know.
You know what I do? I stay silent, or because he's so close to the family, I holler at man. Personally, I don't go through this Instagram where
Yeah.
you can screen record.
That's
and
what I
all
don't
of this.
get. Why are you
Yeah,
warning, man?
yeah,
For something
yeah.
so serious.
Voice note. I'm going to you.
Yeah,
Where's your
come sit down.
Where's
Let's
her
sit down
PR
and
team,
talk.
bruv?
She didn't care about PR team. She took it. She activated her inner yardie
Nah.
and went to handle the situation.
See, if I was like a label boss and I've invested so much money in you and like one of your family members, the first phone call saying is don't open your mouth.
Yeah, but didn't Nicki Minaj do this with her brother?
Yeah, but Nicki Minaj stayed quiet.
That's
No,
the
but
thing.
didn't she talk out on her
I don't think
brother?
She ain't said nothing about it.
Nothing. She paid his lawyer fees
She
and
ain't said
that,
nothing about it.
but she was quiet about the whole
I don't think
process,
she
bro.
said anything about it. Yeah.
He's in jail, so Nicki's brothers are nonce.
Yeah, nah, easy.
He's a nonce.
Yeah,
bro.
major
But you see, the nonsense, they're protected. So even if Dutch goes jail, he's on a
Being
separate
private
wing.
wings and all that.
He's on a
Yeah.
separate wing. The only people that's gonna run up on him are the rapists, because there's
They
a
ain't
hierarchy.
gonna- they ain't
No,
gonna
there's a
happen.
hierarchy.
Will
But if
rapists
you're a
happen?
rapist,
Mm.
but you've got a daughter,
The
You-
cheek.
The cheek. Yo, did you see my face?
You out here raping people's daughters, but you're gonna be mad.
But you know that there's this weird like moral thing. It's like I rape adults, not children.
At least they're adults.
Yeah, and she secretly wanted it. She did. Like that's what it is.
Them men are sick still.
There's a hierarchy in there as well, but you
I
can't.
think they would
them man
say
in different
rapists,
section of
pedos.
jobs.
They're in a whole
obviously.
separate wing, and the nonces and the rapists. They you can't even work with them. They work in the kitchen. They cook all the food.
So they're cooking on the random's food.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you're a rapist?
Rape chicken. Man's eating rapist chicken and nonce potatoes and that.
Swear.
Yeah. Because we're not allowed to work with them. So if you apply for a job in the kitchen, they won't let you.
Swear.
Yeah, because think about it. If you're a nonce and you let me around you, and we got knives,
when I mash
I'm
it, I'm
chefing you inside that kitchen.
So what, you don't have no contact or no dialogue with them or nothing?
No, because basically the way it was when I was there, it was like there's a wing, but it's split into two halves.
Yeah.
So it's like I can see you and you can see me, but we can't access each other.
So who serves the food?
No, they just cook it and
Oh,
then it gets
then someone
separated
else-
between the wings, and then
okay.
they have their own servery.
Oh.
But they're on a separate thing, unless like you're a rapist, but you think we don't know, so you try and integrate.
Oh.
Because there's certain man like there was on normal wings until the odd man might Google you and be like,
Because you're taking public records, innit?
depends on how big your case is. Man can Google your thing, and man's like, blood, why are you here? And then he's shuffling papers on.
And you know
Voluntary bang up. He's gone. Speaking of that, didn't Biz and Dutch are in a madness as well?
Yeah, because Biz came out and saying basically that Anza, because Dutch done some video in it, basically threatening man.
No, yeah, because he said.
Anybody talks.
No, he
to
said,
me,
"You
yeah,
dusty rappers, keep my name out
Yeah,
your
yeah.
mouth. It was a shame to have another loss to the scene."
Yeah,
I said,
brave, innit?
"See, Biz has the dark powers with him, and you want to say that?"
Well, I mean,
But yeah,
it's been an entertaining week, you know. Well, actually, it's not been entertaining. It's been sad, but okay, obviously, it's been entertaining for those on the social media and that. But yeah, he's done out here, man.
done.
I just feel like everyone was so entertained by it. No one looked at the real victim of this.
The little girl.
Yeah, no one looked at the fact that.
But
How
my
she-
mum took a pay. My mum took a paycheck.
No, that's what I'm saying. Even her, but look, she has to go to school. She can't go to school because people know who it is. People know who it
Whose
is.
fault is
It's
that?
a bit mad.
It's her mum's fault.
I understand that, but I'm still saying in all of this, when Dutch, but no one's taking it. She's a little girl, year 9. So what's that? SATs,
Yeah, so
right? It's already hard enough with quarantine and all of these things. She can't even pick up her phone without seeing something about her indirectly plastered all over everywhere. People are probably phoning her. She can't go to school, so she's probably at home, isolated. It's a shame for her.
Still.
it is. But then I think her mum has made the wounds even worse by that statement. That
But yeah, I hope she got paid enough for them to move away
that
from it.
bollocks. You see when you put out your thing, with that right shit enough, that London payroll must be mad,
Yeah,
innit?
man said it. That
Well,
peas must be
what?
nice.
Steph's a millionaire. Dutch
They
just
can
got
afford it. Yeah, they
yeah,
can
Dutch
afford
just
to
got
give her-
signed. So
He ain't gonna be signed no more.
he will be, man.
We'll see. But yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to more sensible adult topics.
let's get a bit serious. Let's get a bit more educational.
As
We
sip
have
on
here
food.
today Stelz. He's been quite quiet, but this is her time now. She's got all the chat for we're going to talk about now. Stelz, you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, where you come from. Give us some background info.
Okay, so Stelz, I'm an accountant, basically. I've been an accountant for about 8 years now. Yeah, 8 years. Been studying it since I was in college, so I've been doing accounting for time. I run my own accounting business. I've been doing that for officially about 2 years, but obviously been doing it on the side. And I work as an accountant as well for the government. I've been working in accounting for years as well. So yeah, that's me. So one of the main things I like to do is obviously help people in our communities. That's one of the reasons why I started up doing Accountstar, because a lot of people have businesses, but people are getting fines from HMRC. And I just felt like, why don't we know what we know? Like in school, what did we get taught? Like
Facts.
we just got to talk about what Pythagoras theorem. I don't remember any of us. I haven't used it. I don't like even maths. What we got taught was just BS. So I just thought, do you know what? A lot of people came up to me like, "Oh, can you help me with this?" And at first I was just like, No, I couldn't be bothered. I was just like, oh, I used to refer them to where I worked before. 'Cause I worked in a high street accountancy firm. I was like, yeah, he would do it. And then one day he was like, stop sending people to me, do it yourself. And I was like, what? Could just do it yourself? I was like, yeah, but I think it was more, them times was more like, I was comfortable working, just doing my day job, and I just like, I wasn't really bothered. But then all of a sudden I was just seeing that loads of people getting in trouble, and I just thought, you know what, let me just start doing it. And when I started working in a certain role in the government, I worked in a fraud investigation service.
Swear that.
Swear down.
Man's thinking back and thinking,
Man's thinking this is a setup.
Yeah, so it was a bit, I'm not gonna lie. When I worked in that role, it was mad because I would get cases coming to me. I was just praying that it wouldn't be anyone that I knew. Like, I'm not even joking. I'll be
Do you know my government name?
You
don't know my government name.
I do. And I'll be like, I hope it's no one. But if you did know the person, you had to say that you knew, and they would put you in another case. But I was just like, please God, don't let it be anyone I know, because it's just long. But it was like the type of things that they investigate. I was like, anyone I know can get in trouble for this, even for them not doing it on purpose. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the things weren't always deliberate, but it came up as a criminal case just because people didn't know how to do things properly. So certain people I was investigating, I'm looking at this, I'm like, nah, they're not even trying to do anything. But the other people that was blatantly doing the madness.
Give us a prime example of like a...
Yeah, give us some.
Yeah, people that people wouldn't know is actually
fraud.
Okay, so how can I say it? Okay, so a basic thing is that people, you got all these like shops, kebab shops, mechanics, anything, and they take a lot of cash. So they're the main people like the government like to go after, because they feel they're not declaring as much cash. But because especially the mechanics, they're hands-on. Do you know what I mean? They're not really caring about their books like that. So they're putting things, whatever. So we will get this whole box of like receipts and all these things, and they're just like, oh, they're trying to be they're trying to do fraud, they don't want to declare how much they make. I'm just thinking, no, they're just disorganized. But for them, they're like, that's tax evasion. So anytime you don't declare or do your accounts properly, they call it tax evasion. If you actually submit your tax returns and they think you're doing something dodgy, it's called tax avoidance. But from when you don't, so like if you might start up a business and it's going well and you're getting money in, you're not thinking it's gonna like kick off, and then before you know it, they're saying, wow, this person is doing all this business, but we haven't seen no tax return. So boom, they'll come in, do a knock, as they call it, but it's basically like a raid, and then they'll come and take all your shit, and then that's it.
So what so you're talking like tattoo shops?
Yeah, anywhere.
Barbers.
Anywhere.
Chinese shops.
Do you know, I think what annoyed me the most is that when I'm looking at what some of these organisations or businesses are turning over, it's not that much. You get what I mean? Because a lot of people always think, okay, if it's like 6 figures or above, no, they're looking at anyone. Because if you think about it, their main aim is to get the taxpayers' money, right? So they're going to get it anyway, anyhow. And more times, people from like our community, like from the ends, from inner city boroughs, we are not that we're not doing things properly, we're just doing what we're doing, innit? We're just trying to hustle, trying to make money. So it's more easier for us to get caught because we're not actually trying to do fraud. Whereas the bigger people, they're paying certain people to launder their money. Do you know what I mean? Like, to do certain things.
I was gonna ask some mad questions.
Yeah, I was gonna say like at what point? So like obviously you see like with lockdown now and all these like let's say all these cake businesses have come up now and they're making a lot of money making their little sprinkle cakes. At what point do they have to start declaring that? All right, cool.
So that's a good question because a lot of people think that you have to make loads of money before you declare it. As soon as you hit $1,000, you got to declare it. So that's $1,000. And when I say $1,000, that doesn't include expenses. As soon as you sold 1K worth of cakes, you have to start declaring. You have to register with HMRC and say, boom, I'm a business. Wow. And I think one of the biggest things that is
no, this is mad question, right? Say I was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
And I decided to start, I sold drugs, but I pay taxes. Would I still go to jail?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm not judging about
but
it.
in a different way,
Yeah.
obviously. Like, so they do a lot. I'm trying to figure out what I can say and what I can't say. So they do a lot of. People don't realize that the government have a lot of power. In a sense, they always think it's the police. Yeah, they've got a lot of power and they've got a lot of intel. And some of the things that I saw, I thought, "Rah, this is mad," because you might just be having a normal conversation between your friends, and you don't know how that can be used against you in whatever investigation that they're trying to do. Yeah, so it's like I feel those are the kind of things that I saw, and I was thinking, "Rah," but. It's one of those things you would never know because I worked there. I saw the inside of it. Do you know what I mean? So I had the experience of actually knowing how to like help people do it in general. But then now I know how the government, what they look at, and how easy it is for people to kind of get caught out for.
So when you say phone conversations, so you talk about text messages or as well.
Text, WhatsApp.
How do
Man,
they
I have to
actually
start
request for
moving.
that information?
They can.
Man, I have to start moving that.
No, but that's only if they're coming for you.
Yeah, obviously.
So my question is, how do we avoid them coming for us?
The thing is, the easiest way is to
Do your taxes.
Okay,
Literally,
but let's say
literally.
hypothetically
Okay.
we didn't do these taxes. How do we avoid coming up on their radar?
Man,
so.
criminal.
Just curiosity, you know, for those listening.
Obviously, I
There's
work for
things
the,
you can
obviously
say,
I
you
work
can't
for the
say.
government, innit? So I'll just tell you kind of how you should be smart about what you're doing. So I think the biggest issue that we have is that everyone's on social media and everyone's promoting their shit, and all the government needs to do is check is the person declaring. And I think that's where a lot of people get in trouble because they may say they're not trading, not doing a business, but you've got a Instagram page, you've got more than 500 followers, you're selling shit, you've got a shop on Instagram where like
Shit.
So even if I'm selling something like, for example, my own clothes.
that's different. So if you're when you say your own clothes, you mean like your own brand?
No,
or-
like I've purchased these clothes and now I'm selling them on.
So it's kind of different rules. So if you're doing I can't remember the word that it's called, but if you're selling like if you bought something, you're selling it on in terms of like on eBay or something like that. It's a bit different how the rules are. They sometimes, depending on if you're making like if they consider it actually a profit, then sometimes you can kind of like get away with it. They kind of call it like what's it? You know, like car boots, so like buying and selling. So that's a bit different. They won't see that as an income. However, if that's your only source of income, then they will.
Okay.
So if man was like buying trainers and that and then reselling it and that was my only source of income, I technically got to pay taxes.
Yeah.
What if you're a promoter and you're doing events and ticket sales, etc.?
So, if you're a promoter and you're doing parties and events, anything you're doing that's generating income, you technically need to be declaring.
But only when you get to £1,000.
Only when you get to £1,000. And as I said, that's growth.
Is that individually though?
Yeah, individually. So like if you three,
Okay.
like whatever, you three do your thing, when each one of you makes more than $1,000. So if you make $3,000 and over, then technically you're splitting it three
Okay.
ways.
No, 'cause I'm
then-
just thinking like if we got sponsorships
I'm
hypothetically
moving to Switzerland.
and people were just giving us, you know, money, it would have to still be £1,000 individually before we as a collective have to.
Yeah,
Good
so
point.
it depends on how, well, so that's it's different things we're talking about. So if you're, so if you are all individuals, as you're all sole traders, you're not a limited company or anything like that, then it's done under individual. If it's a company, then once the company starts trading, as that one company is 1K for the company. So you get, everyone gets, it's called a trading allowance. So you've got a £1,000 trading allowance that everyone gets. And once you hit that, boom, you got to start declaring, you got to submit your returns or if you've got a limited company, then you've got to do your accounts and taxes. So it's, I think, the thing is, a lot of people don't know this and they just think, oh, because it's a side hustle, it doesn't mean anything. They want your money. So they want you to pay tax on every income that you make. So you have to, they want you to declare it. So that's why a lot of people, so when I'm saying that, when I was doing this, I was moved because I was like, loads of people can get caught for just trying to earn honest living. So there was other cases that I'd done when people were blatantly money laundering. Like, that's different.
So
like,
what about the MPs? Oh, you can't talk in it. You work for the government.
we'll talk about that off air.
I wouldn't know how they get rid of these oranges.
But I think, so like, I think what a lot of people don't know as well is that so a lot of people are doing like Amazon, driving, Uber, and all of these things. And I think how it works, everyone's self-employed, so you have to declare your own taxes,
Yeah,
right?
my dad's got an account. He does Uber. Some weird done. He's always phoning, and sometimes I got to talk to him on the phone. But he does my dad's
Account.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some people would just take the income and as side hustle and then not really declaring it properly. But the problem is that HMRC have access to all this information, so they can cross-reference. So if they wanted to, they can say that Amazon can give me a list of all your drivers, and they can do like check a cross-reference to see if these people are submitting tax returns. If they're not,
Then they're gonna start
boom,
looking
you're
into
getting.
it.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that HMRC can request any information about your income.
They don't be dirty too.
Yeah, you got caught.
But they took me to court for $7,000.
Hey,
Really?
speak. Let's speak
Yeah,
on this.
What happened? $7,000.
Before you go ahead, sorry, quickly.
I can't talk about it
Quick
because-
sponsorship.
Let's pay the
plug.
bills.
Yeah, you know.
Actually, no, this is
because
a free sponsorship. Yeah.
this is not paid.
It's just one of the man them, obviously. If you want to go get your money, go and check out food.
Sponsorship.
Food, vitamin.
Sponsorship.
And then another quick thing about this, yeah, it's got 1 gram of sugar per 100 mils, and I'm hearing that
I can't. I'm feeling this one.
what's it called? Red Bull and that
Mm.
has got like 11 grams of sugar in it
Per 100
per
mils.
100 mils.
And this one's suitable for vegans.
Everything.
Yeah.
So
And
this is the thing.
It's got electrolyte hydration.
Yeah,
Yeah, reading
it's
up on that.
proper-
That's what coconut water's got, isn't it?
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
that's
man.
good for you when you go to gym and stuff.
Quick plug,
And after
yeah.
gym as
Yeah,
well
yeah,
to keep
yeah,
your-
yeah.
Slap this, or while you're actually working out.
So yeah.
Yeah. Food.
All right, so
But
you're
no,
ready.
go back to this guy's story.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
7 grand.
7
It's
grand.
still ongoing, so we can't talk about it.
It's
We'll
still
talk-
it's an ongoing
talk
investigation.
about off case. Off
Oh
Is
my
it open case on Tory Lane's
No,
thing?
it's not going on. I'm fighting it to the end.
We got to talk about it. I need
7 bags. Raw boy. You see me, I'd have a nervous breakdown.
I did. I did. I sat on my sofa for like 4 hours looking at this guy like, what the fuck?
This goes back to another one of our episodes about us not talking about things.
Yeah, brother. Why are we only hearing this now?
You see
No,
you.
that never contributed to my nervous breakdown. But you know, it's one of those ones where it was like, wow, you know, after the brown letter came, I thought, woo, tax return. and I
They're
saw
asking you for the fee.
And I saw the thing and I was like, whoa! I read it, I went, whoa. What is going on here? You know? But yeah, still ongoing. You can get it.
Alright, that's an off-air
That's off-air
conversation.
conversation.
7 bags.
Stelz will give you the.
Yeah.
All right, so other than obviously dealing with like accountancy part of things, what other aspects of finance do you deal with?
So so the reason why I focus on that, because that's my specialism, I focus on it because obviously that's what I know, and I think there's a lot of people out there doing sort of like personal finance things as well. However, I do a couple of events as well to promote different types of finances. So last year we done an event called Building Your Legacy. It's all about generational wealth. That's something that I always talk about. I think it's really important because a lot of us, our parents didn't come from here, and we, compared to like white people that have been here for years, they've got a lot more assets, a lot more things, and I think we are all in a position to start building that future for the people, for the future generations. And I think one of the key things is that a lot of people don't think about is sort of like inheritance tax and things like that. I don't know, have any of you not thought about inheritance tax? And
Yeah, I heard about it and I was like, that's a cheek. So my family have left me money. They've died.
You gotta pay a tax
You've
on.
left me money that you've already done paid tax for because you worked for it. And now because you're giving it to me, I have to pay a further tax on it. It's a joke thing.
yeah, and I think one of the things that a lot of families don't do, we don't plan for it. So I know it's a bit morbid, but people need to speak to their parents about whether or not they've got life insurance and stuff like that, what they're doing with their assets. So obviously it's a big thing, like if your family's got a house. So like with inheritance tax, there's a tax-free threshold of like 325k or something like that. So anything they leave that's more than that, they get the tax at 40% starts. But obviously, if you've got a house in London,
It's likely to be over. Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So after that, that's just that asset. If they've got any bank accounts or anything like that, if they've got anything in other countries as well, apparently.
Other countries as well?
Yeah.
But how do you tax a house? Say now the house is paid for, like there's no mortgage in it. How do you tax me for that then?
So how it works is that when someone passes away, they have something called an estate. So estate is basically everything that you have left in your all your assets. So it'll be all your assets, and obviously if there's any loans or any liabilities, that's taken away. But the net figure is called an asset. So that amount. So before it gets distributed out to the beneficiaries or whoever it is, then the HMRC will say you need to pay the 40% tax on whatever's left.
So you're telling me my parents paid off for their yard. They go see the man in the upper room, and they leave it for me. The upper room, and they leave it for me. I still got to pay tax for it, even though it's paid off.
Yeah, but do I have to come up with that money up front or?
So that's a good question. So you don't, but if you don't have to do it up front, but if you do, you go for that option. Obviously, they charge you interest.
Interesting.
So it's like.
So it's in your best
Yeah,
interest
so
to
it's
pay
in
off
your-
upstream.
Yeah, so it's in your best interest. So it's one of those ones where the best thing is for it to not be in your parents'
Put it in somebody else's name
before they pass away.
Put it in your.
Yeah,
in your name.
but sometimes,
Okay.
like, if you had that I don't know how you lot's parents are,
Yeah,
but I
because
know
I've-
if I
yeah,
had
I've
that
had that.
conversation with
Yeah.
my dad here before
Yeah.
he passed, he would have been thinking like, are you trying to why do you want?
Are you
say-
planning to?
Yeah,
buy it?
you're planning.
I've had that conversation with both my parents. So my mum's actually given me and my two other brothers a paperwork of what we get when she
What, like she's showing you the will already, kind of thing?
That's good.
She
No,
gave
that's
it to
really
us. She
good.
goes, "That's yours. That's yours. That's yours." You lot know. Boom. I don't want no. I don't want to hear no arguments. Well, I said, "How could you hear that? You being that?" She goes, "I'll hear it." My dad's thing is, "Bruv, send me home." And this is you. But in his one, I'm like, "Big man, you better leave your money to, or you're staying here."
Yeah, so on that, I think that's a big thing. I had to send my dad home, and the amount of money that it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money, like over 20 bags.
But it's a lot of money
So,
to bury them
It
here.
is, that's what I'm
It
saying.
is,
So,
but
it's
go
so a lot
home,
of
though.
money to bury them here, and then depending on what what type of family or background you're from. My dad had loads of sort of like. My family's Nigerian, so he was a chief. He had like
Family wars, yeah.
3 and 4 titles, so there was like loads of different things that we had to do. And I think again, like if that's what your parents wishes to get buried at home, you need to have that conversation with them because
Yeah.
if obviously my dad always knew that was what he was gonna do from whenever he was like getting buried here was like an insult. So he obviously left everything. But even with my dad doing all the things that he was supposed to do, the stress was mad. So imagine your parents don't leave what like they don't have life insurance.
True.
They don't leave what they need to leave.
Because
they don't give you a list.
Even obviously, I went to your event last year, and I remember one of the things, I can't remember who said it, but someone was basically saying just something simple as just even knowing where their paperwork is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When they pass and you don't know where nothing is, you don't
Exactly.
even know where to go.
I'll
You
be
don't know
honest
what
with you,
they.
but a lot of the older generation, they don't know where their stuff is. They know it exists somewhere in the house. But imagine you've lived in the house for 30, 40, 50 years. Now you've passed away.
I think
That's somewhere in the house.
somewhere, yeah.
Something. Okay, I think for my mum, when my mum did what she done, it was basically on the events on the back of when her sister passed. Obviously, it was a lot of family chaos. So my mum decided, I'm gonna avoid putting you boys in any sort of situation. Here you go.
Okay.
This is what I want. She's even written down how much she wants us to pay for her funeral, cap it at this price and all. Like she's prepared us for when that comes. There's no arguments. This is what needs to be done. End of. You get me? And you see it because like now I understand when some people when their parents die they sell the house.
Exactly.
There's the art they
Have
sell
to,
that.
yeah.
Some want to keep the house and some are like, listen, sell the house.
Sell the house, divide up the money, call it a
Divide
day.
up the money,
Yeah.
call it a day. Do you know what I mean? Because you really didn't want to pay 40%.
But a lot of times it's the sentimental aspect of things
Yeah.
as to why
It
people
is.
hold on
It's
to
a
stuff.
family home, something you
Yeah.
grew up.
No,
yeah.
100%. I wouldn't want to sell my family home, but then if I ain't got that 40% to pay and you're going to add on
Because
interest.
40%, you're adding on 40% on top of, let's say now the house, because we're in London, 400 bags. 40%. I'm just
40
supposed to
bags.
reel off.
More, yeah, 40% of that's the whole estate, right?
So it's 300. I think it's like 325k. So if it's 325k, you get taxed 40% on what's left. So you don't get taxed on the
so the
325.
extra on
So
top
if it
of
was 350, you get taxed on the 25k,
25,
whatever.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so,
that's not
yeah,
that bad.
yeah.
No, that's
However,
not that bad.
it's
still though.
like
It's
as
still
you
a
said-
stiff
as you
one, but
said,
Yeah.
like your parents, they've worked all this time. You pay tax on it. You know, why do we have to go and pay tax on it again? So it is about trying to plan and.
how do you avoid that tax?
So so it's basically not. The main thing is it not being in
their
your
name.
parents' names. However, I think they're changing the rules from next year. I can't remember what it is, but currently now, how it is that there's a 7-year rule. So say for example, my dad put the house in my name or my sister's name a year before he passed away, I will still get taxed on it as it was
So
his.
he technically has to be. He has to be alive for that 7-year period, and then afterwards,
Exactly. Yeah, but they taper it. So they tapered it. But I think they're changing. They're talking about changing it. I'm not sure, but they're talking about changing it to make it better. That as soon as it goes into someone else's
Yeah,
name.
because my mum has already started having that conversation. She's saying she wants to start putting
Bits and
obviously,
pieces
yeah,
in
in
everyone's
everybody different
name, yeah.
names because
No, it's the best way. I know there's other ways that people can do it by putting things in trust and things like that. So you have to go to like a proper like advisor and all of that, financial advisor that specializes in that. But it is the type of conversations that you should be having. I know it might be morbid, but we're getting to that age where people's parents are passing away, and that's the reality of it.
My dad did a thing where it's the house back home. He's put the paperwork in me and my 2 brothers' name. He just one day went, "It's in your lot's name, innit?" So, would that also, say if it was still in his name and he passed, would that also affect the estate as well?
Yeah,
'Cause that'd
things
be
abroad as well, you said, innit?
Because things abroad, right?
So, I mean, if things are in a different country,
Yeah.
it depends on how they will find out, basically. So I wouldn't personally say, okay, tell them
so
everything.
you could pattern it basically.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like I just. But if they find now, but again, with the same thing, if it's in your name, then it's better than it being in your dad's name. But because they feel like because you've made that money in the UK, whatever you've used for that money,
Jesus
they want to tax you on it. And it's like, it's the worst tax. Like, I think it's one of the worst tax that you can think of, because imagine someone dies and then you're thinking you have to pay 40% tax. Like you're trying to pay for their funeral and stuff like that. So I just think that is something that is so, so important that we don't talk about enough, but we should really. So life insurance is really important because it can cover a lot of things.
But
as well.
that's a bit weird, because I went for life insurance.
I got
I
life
didn't end up getting it though.
I got life insurance.
I didn't bother with it because I went when I was like 25, and the man said to me, "It lasts 40 years." So I said, "All right." So you're trying to tell me if I don't dead by 65, what happens?
You can renew it though.
He's like, "Oh no!"
But
At
you've
the
lost
time,
all your money,
no. At the
yeah.
time, he was like, "Then the money's gone."
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so you're putting a time limit on my existence. I said, "Nah, big man, it's a piece."
Yeah. But the younger you do it, the better deal you
Yeah,
get.
the better deal.
I'm off, mate.
Because I got a 25-year life insurance.
So in 25 years, you're still gonna be here.
God willing.
You're one of those cantankerous, them 90-year-olds, them no teeth, troublesome for no reason. So then what? Where's all that money gone?
You got.
I get it. I hear what you're saying, but you never know.
Put it
It's
in
like
the
with any insurance,
Any-
though, really.
yeah,
Yeah.
put that in the mattress.
It's like your
big
car
man.
insurance. You
Put it
pay
in
your
the
car
mattress.
insurance for the
Put it in the
year.
mattress.
You don't
Stick
crash your
that
car.
money in the mattress,
you
man.
hear what Stella saying? HRC's come, and you want me to put money in my mattress?
Stick that in the mattress, fam. Stick that in the mattress. Put that mattress in storage. It's done.
What, storage unit?
Yeah, it's done. It's done.
But no, but if you do have, like, if you have saved up enough money and done all that planning, so if you put away 30 bags for your kids to do your funeral and all of that, then it's fine, because thankfully you don't get taxed on that. That's taken away from your estate, the bill, so that reduces it. So if you've done that, and 'cause I know some people don't do life insurance, people do. For my situation, for my dad's situation, it really helped us. The life insurance was there. He had a few policies, and it was good. But he also had money as well, kept away. So I just think, as long as you're planning for it, I think that's the main thing, because trying to plan a funeral for someone that you love, like, it's just
Strains a lot.
it's mad, and having to deal with all the finances, and it takes ages. Like, you're not going to do it straight away, because, as you said, if you don't know where everything is, you got to declare everything, and you have to go to the banks, and they have to allow you to take the money, because you have to prove all of this.
Yeah,
so
it's a lot still.
It's all a bit mad.
Listen, bury me in the garden, innit? Don't worry about all of this.
Garden.
Just bury me
You
around the
own that land. You need to be burying you there.
It doesn't matter because only you know I'm there.
But that's the conspiracy. That
But just put one tree on top of me and then we done know
that's a conspiracy charge.
what.
Burying you in a garden.
No, but I'm already dead. We're officially dead. You just don't. It's like
Just don't
10
tell
bags for a
nobody,
plot,
man.
you know.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
Some people are buying their
no,
plots already,
some-
like from now.
It's expensive, and
Yeah.
like you pay for it.
You know, it's like 10 grand for
Just for the whole. Yeah.
and then everything else
It
on
depends.
top.
It depends what type of hole you buy.
And
You
where
buy a
you
double
want to
hole.
be.
Yeah.
I don't like anyone like that, so don't put me with no one. But you know what I'm telling you, just bury me in one garden. Or burn me, put me in one shoebox and just
That's
chill
the,
out.
that's the cheaper
Or
option. innit?
cremate.
Cremation's
up.
cheaper, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
But, so why are you gonna put me? So the box you're gonna pay money. You're gonna put me in clothes and all this. Bury
No, you have to
naked,
put-
bun me
you
up.
can put in your own clothes though.
Bun
You're
me
gonna
up.
track you or something.
No, bun me up naked. Where am I going?
It's true, though.
I ain't touching your ashes.
What?
put him in
Man,
one
I've got to
urn.
put that in tattoo ink. Put my ashes in the tattoo ink.
Yeah, people. I heard people
And
do
the-
that.
and then-
Oh,
And
yeah,
people,
yeah.
actually, people do smoke people's ashes. you
Yeah,
know?
and people
Yeah.
smoke it. All sorts
Don't
of
really want
madness.
that. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, I've heard people do some mad stuff with ashes. Though.
I'm saying there's bare little things you can do. You can even get the ashes turned into. I saw one, it gets
Can
compressed.
turn it into like a
crystal
piece of jewelry or something.
Yeah, like it gets
yeah.
compressed into almost like a fake diamond.
Yeah.
The ashes get compressed down, and then that's the person.
That sounds painful.
You're dead.
Doesn't matter.
Going back to the dust, family. Where you
Exactly.
come from?
So man's just out there with a big pinky ring called Premps.
Can you imagine?
Just flashing this.
Hey, that rings hard, fam. Yeah, blood is Premps still, you know.
Hey! Could you imagine a man robbed you for your ring? You'd be like, oh, not Premps, man.
Man took Premps.
That's when you see the diamond just pop off the thing.
The diamonds at the end of your head, like.
Still running, so fuck it. Man, it's flames, man. No, leave it in there.
To license it.